Remember how we was
Yeah.
talking about when the season had started, the middle of the pack in the Western Conference, the Clippers, the Kings, the Lakers, that middle tier. It's a nice little Royal Rumble, man. It's a nice little Royal Rumble. Who's gonna
Oh
get
yeah.
out of there?
And it's showing real fast. So a lot of teams right now, they better hope they don't get injured at the wrong time.
Yeah, I mean, even the standings so far, just early on, you
Yeah.
got the Warriors on top, which no one expected that. The Warriors, Suns, I would say, Clippers, Kings, they were all supposed to be in that middle pack, but now that middle pack is starting to look a little different. You got
Yep.
you got the Memphis Grizzlies in there, you got the Houston Rockets in there, which you did not
Yeah.
expect. You know what I
And
mean?
then
With
you got the legacy teams. You got
yeah,
the Denver Nuggets. Yeah.
and then because the T Wolves are still trying to figure it out, now they're in that middle pack. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still
Oh,
early, but right now, these are the teams that are in the middle, and then Denver Nuggets dealing with injuries, Murray not performing as well. Now
did you see?
that middle tier it looks a lot different. It looks a lot
Did you
different right
see?
now.
Did you see Julius Randle's?
Game winner?
That was so cold.
Yeah, I mean, Julius could do that. He's done that before with the Knicks in
Yeah, I know.
Miami. Like
I love Julius.
yeah, big Juju man. He could do some damage. But just like the
Yeah.
Knicks, the T Wolves are kind of trying to figure it out. You got a new roster. Like this is gonna be an ongoing process throughout the whole season.
Yeah. Most importantly, a new second man.
Yeah, man. Guys gonna have to try to build that chemistry, go on the road, play a little poker with each other, kind of go through hard times,
Yep.
and then kind of build up that camaraderie. So it's gonna be a long grind for a lot of these teams. It wouldn't shock me if the T Wolves have had a worse record this season. I would if I was a gambling man. I'll put my money on that. I'm not saying they're gonna be bad. But I'm saying like they might end up being a fourth seed this year or a fifth seed. They might get hot right before the playoffs start, which is real.
Yeah.
That would be a lot better than getting hot too early and then cooling down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be a pain in the ass for them.
But it's natural. It's for them to kind of figure it out. Like just like a lot of these teams, man. The guys got to figure out the chemistry and then
Yeah.
fine tune it as the season goes along. Same thing for the Dallas Mavericks. Like right now, they're 11. They're the 11th seed. They're 7-7. They're trying to figure it out. Kyrie's been in his bag the
Yeah.
whole early portion of the season. It's just fitting in with Clay, fitting in with let Luka. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Luka, but it's still early. He's still trying to
Yeah.
figure it out. What is going on with Luka, by the way? My
For all
man,
the slander Zion faces about his weight, Luca does not face the same slander despite him coming overweight to start off the season almost every other year.
hold on. Is Luka? Does Luka have like a? Is he trying to troll us, man? I swear to God, when he came in this season, he was in shape. Are they trolling
Bro,
us?
that guy is the guy looks fat, bro. When you look at his recent games, bro.
Yeah, it's like I could have swore in September I saw he was in great shape.
Yeah.
We've talked about that, and all of a sudden I'm looking at him now. It's almost like that meme that's going around, like Luca in in the beginning, and Luca in certain portions of the season looks like Ricky Gervais.
Bro, the guy ate a Big Mac or something before the season started. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he didn't look like that in September.
Yeah.
He actually came in. He was lean. He was lean. He was lean for Luca, man. He was because like I know he did not come back out of shape, especially after the finals, because he got exposed in that what was it game 3 when they went
Yeah,
down three
Boston
zero.
ran him off the floor.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah, that game 3 that exposed him. Like yo, bro, you gotta get into a better defensive situation, man, because you fucking this up. Like that series should have been a lot closer than what it was.
Bro, the problem with Luca, bro, and the problem with all these players, I think Luca, just in general, is when your player is so ball dominant, he has no real reason to really get in shape. Like, why should Luca get in shape when the ball is in his hands 99.9% of the game?
You would think that's the reason to get in shape.
I mean, dude, like when the ball is in your hands that many times, you're not expected to play off ball. You're not really expected to run the player off the floor. You're playing at your own pace, one-on-one pace. You could run the shot clock until you find your best shot.
Yeah, I mean they lost against the Suns, then they lost in that
Yeah,
road trip against the Jazz, the Warriors, the Nuggets, and all those came down to like a one possession score, man. Like that's a rough start, man. Luka's shooting 41% from the field, 33% from threes. You know, again, Kyrie is cooking. Kyrie's shooting like 55%.
yeah. Kyrie always cooks, man. It just with him is always injuries.
But that play against the Jazz where Luka just stood there. And
Oh, the Jason Collins cut. Oh, that was
yeah,
horrible.
and here's the problem I have with the Mavs. They're making
Yeah.
excuses for him. They're making excuses for him. They said that, oh, it was a miscommunication.
Yeah. It
Yo,
wasn't even a complex defensive. It wasn't even a complex offensive scheme by Will Hardy.
yep.
It was simple. Like you just ran to the basket.
And the Jazz are a team that's trying to tank. They're not trying to win games.
No, fuck no, bro. They were probably upset that they won a game. If you're the front office of Utah, if you're Danny Ainge, you're like, what the fuck is this?
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like, and
And
here's
then,
my issue. Mark Cuban, when Luca first came along, because that's Mark Cuban's baby, he kind
yep.
of created this culture around Luca that's kind of, I don't want to say he's babying him, but they gave him way too much leverage, when he first came through. And it's crazy, man. I still see the same babying. It's
Yeah.
almost like it's nobody's calling them out, man. It's too much soft blows. Even Jason Kidd, man, he's a champion. A fucking
Hall of Famer.
yeah, Hall of Famer, many time All Star. He has enough gravitas to
Yeah.
call him out, man. He has enough. He has enough say so. He's been in the
I mean,
league. He's put in work, man. J Kidd got enough gravitas to say something or call out Luca, man. He has enough,
yeah.
and J Kidd has been babying him. I'm
I
not
think
gonna lie, he's been babying him at times.
I put the Dallas Mavericks, right? They're in a 4-game losing streak. We saw them lose to the Warriors, Jazz, Suns, and Nuggets. I think Jason Kidd Cage stated after Tuesday's narrow NBA Cup loss to Golden State, in each of the last 3 games we've struggled. We've turned it over and struggled with rebounds in crucial moments. I mean, that just goes to your franchise player who's one of the best rebounders for his positions and one of the best playmakers on his team, bro. The ball is so much in his hands. It's bound to get a lot of turnovers. As a team, it feels like it's critiquing Giannis, it's critiquing Luca, but he's not directly critiquing Luca, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but also with his teammates, it's like you said, Luka is so ball dominant. Is his teammates? They're really guessing when they're gonna get that shit. They really don't
Yeah,
know. They really don't know.
exactly.
And that's the problem with the whole like LeBron James, because they all got the same play style. LeBron, James Harden, Luka. That
Yeah,
play style, it kind of hits a wall sometimes. But
you
but
hit.
but, but there is a sweet spot with that play style, but sometimes it does hit a wall.
The thing is, bro, you're bound to burn out in the playoffs with that play style. Like, imagine you're running 100 games with the same exact play style, right? It gets kind of difficult when the games are much more slower.
Actually, not. It benefits them. It benefits them when their chemistry is right. Again, they got a bunch of new guys
Bro,
on this team. They're one of the teams that we were talking about earlier. We said what, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Knicks, the
yeah.
Mavericks. There were teams that were up there contending at a high
I
level
disagree,
last
though.
year,
I,
and now they have different players. We gotta give him a little grace to kind of get acclimated here.
I disagree, though. I don't think the one-on-one ball is sustainable, bro.
No, it's not. But like again, last season we saw a nice sweet spot. Kyrie
Yeah,
was cooking. What's his name? They
PJ
integrated
Washington.
PJ. Yes, they integrated
He became the
PJ.
third option.
Yeah, and then Lively was nice on that role as the role man, making nice decisions.
Yeah.
In that high post area, like it wasn't bad, man. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It could work. Especially Luca. Luca makes great decisions, unlike James Harden. He makes great decisions in crunch time situations. Like he's way more efficient, and it's almost like the moment is not too big for him. That's the difference
Yeah.
between him and Harden. The moment is not too big for him. Harden seems like under certain moments he can crumble. The way he possesses the ball, things get sloppy. You know, the shot selection is questionable. You know, he might overthink himself. Chris Paul kind of suffers from that, overthinking
Yeah,
himself in crunch time situations. So yeah, these things are kind of. I'm gonna give the Mavs again. The Mavs, T Wolves, the Knicks, all these teams with new players. You kind of got to give them grace. You got to
bro.
give them grace.
We're only what 15 games in, so it's, you of course they have a lot of breathing room.
Yeah.
A lot of things can change,
Mhm.
but as of right now with Dallas Mavericks, bro, it isn't looking too hot. I think it's kind of a repeated thing with Luca sometimes, where he kind of comes in out of shape, and the Mavericks kind of been inconsistent with how their seasons go. They haven't had much of a consistent season under Luka Doncic, bro. You look at early years with the Clippers, obviously that was, it took time to like for them to it took time for them to kind of get it together. But then you also look at their time with one of the Eastern Western Conference Finals, missing the playoffs. Now you're back to the championship, so they do need to build a little bit of consistency when it comes to winning.
Now hold on. I have a little pushback with the Luca not being in shape. I'm telling you, something must have happened because he did not look like that. I swear to God, we're getting memed with the cameras because Luca came in September in shape.
Yeah,
Like he came in shape. I swear to God, we're getting. This got to be like some sort of gotcha moment or
Mhm.
something. Like he must be wearing the James Harden, I don't know, skinny suit. I don't know what's
Let's
going
hope,
on
bro.
because
It's
they fooled me. I was like, man, Luca's in good shape. And then all of a sudden I'm looking at him now. I'm like,
yeah,
man, that Ricky Gervais meme is looking real.
like I'm watching his highlights from his rookie year. Luca, he wasn't a crazy athlete, but damn, like he looked a lot better in shape finishing around the rim.
Yeah, yeah. But he did. But his size, I don't want to say like Zion. His size does have an advantage because he takes guys to the post.
Yeah, he does, but he's much more. He's not really relying on athleticism either.
He's not, but that size helps him drag
Yeah,
drag guys down because
yeah,
that's the problem, man. On these switches, this guy he can drag you down to the post.
yeah.
Something that
But when the
James Harden don't
defense,
have no post game like that.
but with Luca, let's be honest, we don't really talk regular season with him. Well, you know what? Yeah, we don't. But when it comes to the playoffs, him being fat, we'll give him a lot of hard times, bro.
Man, it's crazy. I can't really something. We got to touch back on this because I'm telling you, something happened to Luca this season where,
You think maybe injuries or something that
yeah,
maybe caused this?
I think something happened
Yeah,
because something is not right for him. I don't want to say to look like this, but he looks bloated. Like he looks D Wade in the Cleveland Cavaliers bloated.
yeah.
Like that means like the player's not healthy, man. The player's not like D Wade. I think that last year LeBron was in Miami. D Wade was bloated. His
But D
face was
Wade was known
bloated.
to
Like
suffer,
he wasn't
but
healthy.
it was public knowledge that he was never really healthy after like 2012, 2013, or 2012 mostly.
D Wade.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm telling you that NBA Finals in 2014, he looked
He was
bloated.
awful. He was awful. But also
Yeah,
D Wade throughout his career, like I think what up until like 2008 to like 2010, he dealt with a lot of injuries too.
yeah. It's tough, man. But hey, it's still early. It's funny, man, with the Rockets right now. You know, remember how we were saying before with Jabari
Yeah,
not having enough breathing room to actually develop because at the same time
yeah.
they have veterans on the team, they have a bunch of young guys mixed in, so it's just not enough breathing room for someone to get up enough shots, enough breathing room to make mistakes. And Ume seems like he's kind of focused on veterans and getting better, especially the way they constructed this team. There's not a lot of player options, there's a lot of team options, so everyone's sort of tradable. And we're always hearing rumors of them trying to get Durant. They're curious about Giannis, but recently, because of their success, right now they're 10-4. They won 5 straight, and their defense is excellent right now. We're hearing them say that they're not really trying to trade their young core, which I think is bullshit. I,
Yeah.
I think that's cap. I think they're
Hmm.
lying about that, man. None of their moves has said that they're not trying
They're
to trade.
committed.
Yeah, they gave Jalen Green a short-term contract which makes him very tradable. Especially if you look at rookies coming off of extensions that were short, they pretty much all got traded at some point. It's just all their moves have said that, hey, they're setting up their guys to be flexible to get traded for like a bigger piece. But now they're saying, oh, we're none of these guys, they're untouchable. Like, I think they're putting a little sauce on it.
The Rockets want to become like Tillman Fredette isn't known to be very patient when it comes to the front office general manager, right? For
Mm-hmm.
him, for sure, he wants to make moves that gets Rockets selling because he's more of an entertainment guy. Let's be honest. Like you know, you live in Houston, man. A lot of what he does is a lot of entertainment, along with like dining, restaurants, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
For him, his motivation is, yo, how can I get people to sit down and watch our games?
Correct. They got a ton of guys on team
Yeah,
friendly deals again. Fred VanVleet team option.
yeah,
Jabari Smith Jr. You know, he's still under the rookie scale contract, so it's nothing but team options on him.
yeah.
Same thing for men. Same thing for Jeff Green, team option.
I think is Jeff on his final year contract
Yeah,
or no?
he's on his final year, and it's also a team option.
Yeah,
So, you know, it was a team option for that year. And then Şengün, now he's locked in. He's pretty much the only one that's really locked in. Jalen Green does have a player option, but he's on a short-term deal, which makes his contract is pretty much favorable, especially going in with the new CBA. Like another team, he's a good trade asset. They lined up his contract to be a great trade asset. So for them to say none of their young guys are available, I find that very hard to believe. Very hard to believe.
everyone is available until proven otherwise.
Exactly.
Yep,
Exactly. I'm just looking
that's
at
how they're
their
running it.
yeah. I'm looking at their contracts. Like, you know, Houston right now, they have enough money to get another guy. Like they could trade a couple pieces away to get a guy. And even Reed Shepherd, like how are they gonna find minutes for all these young assets, man? It's just too many on this team.
And they said Kent Whitmore back to the G League, and the guy looks like an NBA player.
Yeah, they got they're probably gonna lose Jayshawn Tate.
Yeah,
It looks like they're
well,
gonna
he's
lose
28,
him.
29. It's about to happen.
Yeah, he's 29. Okay, yeah, so he's younger. Steven Adams, he's probably gonna end up walking away for nothing. Yeah,
I could see Steven Adams getting paid for cheap.
He's already getting paid. He's getting paid 12.
Yeah, but I think he tore his Achilles, right? So not a lot of teams are gonna really pay bang for him, anyways.
That's true. Yeah, but the Rockets, I mean, it's clear. To me, it's obvious that I don't want to say they're building up these guys to get traded, because sometimes like them putting out statements like that, it's just kind of hyping up their players. Like, oh yeah, they're untouchable, and then teams that might make a stupid GM want to say like, oh, I'm curious about this player. You know what I mean? Like they might get even more curious because of that. But to me,
build up their stock.
Yeah, all their moves has said, hey, we're gonna at some point try to package these guys.
But I think Jalen's averaging the same amount of points he averaged last season.
Yeah, it's just too many players. There's not enough shots to go around. You got
and he's having a good season. I gotta give him flowers.
Yeah, he's improved his shooting. I'm shocked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I went to the game, he made a step back three over OG and I think Josh Hart to seal the Knicks game. I'm just sitting there like, since when? I'm like, yo, since when he hitting a step back three in front of two crazy defenders? Like, yo, Dylan Brooks was hitting step back threes. I was like, what the fuck?
He's managed to lower his like bad shot taking. I'll give him that, bro. Before then, I used to get so annoyed watching him take shots.
Yeah, but he was knocking them down. Matter of fact, he's kind of locked in with the Rockets. He's under a good price point, about $20 million until 2027.
Yeah.
So he's locked in at a good rate. I mean, Houston, it's weird, man. They kind of fused in two vets like Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks. I don't know if they're gonna pick up Fred's contract for next season, but they got way too many guys. They got Reed Shepard, the third
Way too
overall
many
pick.
chefs in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Yep.
they got him just coming off the bench, third overall pick. And matter of fact, I think he was probably the most. He probably was the best standout in summer league.
Summer League.
And they got him just coming off the bench off rip.
Barely, like he's barely coming off the bench. He's not even getting like consistent minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Eason. Who knows what they're gonna do with him?
Oh, they're paying Tar Eason.
Yeah, that's interesting. Eason and Amen Thompson. So what they're gonna do? They're gonna have two players that don't really shoot
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, those guys are probably like their highest potential guys too. Tar Eason and Amin Thompson, especially Amin Thompson.
Yo, if Amen could develop a jump shot, holy shit, those guys could be
I feel like
unstoppable.
I think Tar Eason could be like a Draymond type player too.
Yeah. Yo, Draymond
Yeah.
is so underrated, man. Like people don't really understand. Like that guy is a Hall of Famer, man. Hall
Yeah.
of Fame. Like when you think about the Warriors, like me, I can't imagine. You see how Clay left the Warriors. If Draymond had left, that team is done. It's just Steph. Steph would just
Yeah.
been shooting
Oh, yeah.
forever, but that team would have been cooked. Like Draymond is way
Draymond-
more important. Way more
Yeah.
important.
That's someone I could see Tar Eason way more important than Clay.
Yeah, he's way like
Yeah.
he's way more important than Clay. Like as of right
Oh,
now,
okay.
because the way Clay with the injury,
Yeah, I agree.
it's just he's way more important, man. Like he's really the quarterback of this whole shit, man. Like you see the way their defense is
Yeah.
playing.
Oh yeah, he's anchoring great defense. He knows how to really play well with Steph.
Yeah, man, it's like damn,
Yeah.
Draymond is really underrated. Like, and that's my issue with the stats. Like, it's not gonna show, but when you
Oh,
see
hell no.
when you're watching, you're just like, yeah, that guy. There is no Warriors dynasty. He's part of it. He's as big. He's of course everything is surrounded by Clay. I mean by Steph.
Yeah,
Everything is
Steph.
built around him, but man, you need Draymond in there, man, with the
Look.
enforcer, the defense, just the presence. You need Draymond in there.
Bro, like just look at Steph's stats if you don't believe in Draymond's greatness, honestly speaking. He opens the floor a lot for him, bro, and he anchors a lot of the defenses for Steph.
Mm-hmm.
Draymond, he has a lot of his flaws. I think sometimes he could be really underrated and sometimes really overrated. But Draymond, he's incredible, bro. If Tar Eason develops to become the next Draymond Green, the Rockets are in luck. Like I could see if he becomes the next Draymond Green, like he might be the one most likely to be kept over like Jalen Smith, Jalen Green, or Amen Thompson, or any of the Reed Shepard, any other young guys. You know?
Yep. And you know what's so funny with Draymond? If he wasn't so fucking emotional, I
Yeah.
would say that he's definitely gonna be an NBA coach. I would say
But
that
I think
for
that's
sure.
what makes Draymond Draymond.
Yeah, like, but you never know. Like when guys get older, they kind of change a little bit. You never know. It wouldn't shock me if Draymond, kind of, tampers down some of that energy, and then he ends up being like a Hall of Fame coach. Like it wouldn't shock me.
He'd
Like,
be
that's
great
how
for
good
the
he
culture.
is, man. Like people
Yeah.
don't really understand. He sees the game way different. Like
Oh,
that
no, he-
decision making is crazy. Like
His decision making, his anchoring of the defense,
just reading everything on the floor,
Yeah.
just really fucking
being a
underrated.
difference maker. You know, he doesn't need to score a basket to be a difference maker.
Facts. Like, but hey, if Draymond could kind of add a little bit of poise, because his personality right now, man, I don't know if it's because he's still in the league. If he was able to coach right now, I would say he would choke out a player.
No,
That-
100%.
Yeah, but you never know. When guys might leave the league and kind of tamper down a little bit, then he could
You
become
can get a lot
coach.
more mature.
Yeah,
You know, you're not in the court all the time. You're 40, 50. You're like, I don't got the energy anymore.
yeah. Like then
Yeah.
I could see Draymond becoming a Hall of Fame. Like I don't want to say. It wouldn't shock me if he became like years down the line, became like a
Yeah.
Popovich type coach. It wouldn't shock me, bro. It wouldn't shock me at all. Cause he does have that, but it's just the temperament.
Yeah.
Like, could he have like a coach's temperament? Cause he has he kind of has like the mold. Like, cause you know how the
Yeah.
coaches that kind of are like late first round picks or late second round picks. They kind of fought their way into the league. They had to learn
Y-
the game on every different level, every little
Yeah.
crevice.
Look at it like a coach's perspective, everything,
Yeah,
you know?
they become the best coaches, and Draymond does have that. Draymond does have that, like, archetype. Like Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson was like not the best player, but he played on a championship team, and there's a lot of nuances
Yeah.
of the game he had to like study to stay and fight in the league. And so,
Phil was a hustle player in his whole career,
yeah,
playing career, yes.
same thing for like what makes Jalen Brunson so good is that his pops had to fight to stay in the league year after year for like 11
Yeah.
years straight. He jumped from team to team, so his dad had to learn every little corner of the game, every little advantage, and he passed that on to him. And you see the same thing
But
play out with Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue was the same way, jumping from team to team, and now he's a really good head coach because he had to fight to stay into the league.
same with Joe Bryant and his son Kobe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those tend to be the best.